is law and order really important to you?
Absolutely, especially where we live in not some great areas over in St. Louis that need to be cleaned up. So
it's important to obey the laws?
Absolutely.
And the shirt says, "I'm voting felon."
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and buckle up because we've got a doozy for you guys today. Our friends over at The Good Liars have done it once again. Jason Selvig interviewed a Trump supporter who was rocking an "I'm voting felon 2024 shirt while claiming that law and order is important.
And the shirt says, "I'm voting felon."
2024.
And what does that mean?
Well, he was convicted, but not that I believe it. I believe the last election was rigged too, so.
All right, so law and order, but you're voting for a felon.
Yes, sir.
Talk about a walking, talking oxymoron. Seriously, where did they find this guy? A thrift store clearance rack? Jason Selvig and his comedic partner have a knack for political satire, and it usually results in Trump supporters being the butt of their jokes. But this guy, he takes the cake for being a living contradiction. Here's a dude proudly supporting a felon for president, yet he's all about law and order. It's like he woke up one morning and said, "How can I embody hypocrisy today?"
Yes, sir.
Goodness gracious, folks, how stupid can some people be? It's no wonder Donald Trump loves the undereducated. This isn't the first time Trump supporters have shown their lack of, let's say, critical thinking skills. They are going bonkers over the Olympics opening ceremony. Paris Olympics organizers said the drag performance was a nod to Greek mythology, not the Last Supper. But folks like this boneheaded idiot thought baby Jesus was under attack from the woke drag queens of the world.
Have you watched any of the Olympics?
I thought that the opening ceremony was a disgrace, actually. I thought it was a disgrace.
The mocking of the Last Supper.
I thought it was
Catholics and Christians across the globe are outraged.
I mean, they can do certain things. I thought it was terrible.
People like this can't grasp that the Olympics is an ancient Grecian competition with athletes from 184 countries and over 10,000 religions represented. Yet clowns like him took it personally that it wasn't all about their idea of God. Newsflash, it wasn't the Last Supper. The Good Liars brilliantly exposed MAGA supporters' contradictions and the absurdity of it all. Vice President Kamala Harris officially launched her presidential campaign with a powerful rally in Wisconsin, addressing a lively and supportive crowd. Harris delivered a strong message against the orange chicken, highlighting her extensive background as a prosecutor who has taken on fraudsters, cheaters, and criminals. As a former Attorney General of California and courtroom prosecutor, Harris stressed that she knows how to deal with people like Trump.
Before I was elected vice president, before I was elected United States Senator, I was elected Attorney General of the state of California, and I was a courtroom prosecutor before then. And in those roles, I took on perpetrators of all kinds. Predators who abused women, fraudsters who ripped off consumers, cheaters who broke the rules for their own gain. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
During her nearly 20-minute speech, Harris connected with the crowd by acknowledging the mixed emotions surrounding the recent changes in the Democratic campaign. She praised President Biden and emphasized her commitment to protecting key issues like access to abortion. She highlighted the need for a leader who would fight for freedom, compassion, and the rule of law, contrasting it with the chaos, fear, and hate she associates with Trump's leadership. In a call to unity and action, Harris asked the nation to consider the type of country they want to live in, one of freedom, compassion, and the rule of law, or one of chaos, fear, and hate. She closed her speech with an inspirational message: "When we fight, we win," leaving the stage to the empowering song Freedom by Beyonce. Harris's rally not only set the tone for her campaign, but also aimed to inspire hope and determination among her supporters, promising a future focused on justice, equity, and the well-being of all Americans. In an appearance on Fox News Sunday, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg did not shy away from challenging the network's narrative on crime. During his interview with anchor Shannon Bream, Buttigieg emphasized that crime rates have actually decreased under President Joe Biden, contrary to the alarming picture often painted by Fox News.
Trying to make people think that crime is up when crime is down under Joe Biden and crime was up under Donald Trump. Now, I don't know how often that gets reported on this network, so if you're watching this at home, do yourself a favor and look up the data.
Well, we invite that.
Great. So if you look this up at home, you will know that crime went down under Biden and crime went up under Trump, and I think the violent crime for sure. So I think the really important thing to ask is, why would America want to go back to the higher crime that we experienced under Donald Trump.
Buttigieg highlighted that while former President Donald Trump frequently emphasizes migrant crime, the data shows crime was higher during his administration compared to Biden's term. As Bream attempted to redirect the conversation to individual high-profile cases, Buttigieg firmly steered it back to the broader statistics, urging viewers to verify the data for themselves. Do yourselves a favor and look up the data, pointing out that crime went up under Trump and down under Biden. He questioned why Americans would want to return to a higher crime rates experienced under Donald Trump. Buttigieg's confrontation on Fox News shows his commitment to dispelling misinformation and confronting the MAGA agenda head-on, showcasing a gracefully yet firm approach to battling false narratives. The events of January the 6th exposed a glaring hypocrisy within the Blue Lives Matter rhetoric espoused by Trump and his supporters. The brutal attacks on police officers during the insurrection starkly contrast with their proclaimed support for law enforcement. Videos from inside the riot show Trump fans who once called for harsh measures against BLM protesters turning on the police, calling them pigs, and claiming they were on the side of Satan. This behavior is a blatant double standard. Trump's hypocrisy is laid bare, and it's baffling how his followers fail to see the contradiction. Many prominent conservative voices have failed to fully condemn these attacks, further undermining the credibility of their law and order claims. In contrast, Kamala Harris and the current administration have shown a genuine commitment to justice and law enforcement, making them the true advocates for law and order. This isn't just about rhetoric. It's about actions that speak louder than words. The truth is undeniable. It's time for accountability and a sincere commitment to upholding justice. The January 6th insurrection was a turning point that revealed the deep contradictions within the MAGA movement, and it's a call to recognize and address these hypocrisies head on, and that is an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.